Do you remember the story you told us about the clip system and the stairs with Mike?
Ben Ben's gonna hear this, and then I'm
This
gonna
is so
hear about it.
this is like one of my key speaking points for the podcast. I forget if it was like you, Joey, Chris, myself talking about this. I was dying when you told me this. It's it's so much better if you know Mike Guertin too, but if
So
you don't, it's still pretty good.
yeah, so Mike Guertin, again, great guy, one of my favorite guys in the building industry, especially on the building and making content. Because he's like an original JLC from way back in the day, fine home building from way back in the day. But no, a New England, no
The filter, it not super
no filter, no
refined.
tact,
Yeah.
just what you see is what you get. So we get, and we're filming. So it's during COVID, so it's a smaller crew, but there's still like, 3 cameras and it's sound. And so there's like 6 or 7 of us sitting out there in the yard. And because we're using Kebony, Ben, who worked for Kebony at the time on the marketing department, Ben Roberts, he lives here in Austin and he supplied the product. They were great. He comes out, he's like, I want to watch y'all film this. Like, yeah, come on. So he comes out and he's standing out there in the yard, and we have the whole thing framed up, and we get to the part where Guertin is snapping in, because this is a clip system. So it's got these plastic tongues that go into this groove, and you step on it and it clicks it in. You put one side in and you just sort of step on it. And and Mike's a smaller guy, he's probably 5'10" or so, and wiry, just not a big guy. And he's trying to force the board in, and he's sort of jumping on it, it's not clicking in. And he's like, man, he's like, I watched this online, and they had a hefty guy stepping on it, and it just snapped right in. And Ben speaks up, the cameras are rolling, but Ben's like, that was me. And Mike looked at him and was like, yeah, that was you.
So good.
He didn't
Not-
say fat. He didn't
Not
say
even
fat.
apologetic,
He said hefty.
though. Just owned it. Completely owned it. I remember.
Yeah. There was no walk back at all. There wasn't even a look of embarrassment. It was just a look of recognition. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was you.
You haven't missed a meal, huh? Oh my God, he's the best. I remember like when he first got on. It's like again, I love Mike. But like I feel like there's an age where they need to cut you off social media. Or like they should have never, like my parents' generation. And Mike's probably a little dude, he's got to be close to my parents. How old do you think Mike is? 65, 70? Maybe a little young.
Yeah,
He's
he's
got to be like
60,
65.
65, I think 65.
Yeah.
I remember when, and this is the way he thinks. I love this. We were building this deck together, and he's like, how old are you? And I think I was like 38 at the time. And I was like, I'm 38. And he stops. He's like, I could be your dad. Like, yeah. Like, of course you could be my dad. And he's like, man, in my mind, we're like the same age. He's like, we're the same.
I 100% believe that.
Yeah. It's just like, it blew him away that I was so much younger. He's like, I could be your dad. I was like, of course you could be my dad. Like, you're my dad's age.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like it's like our parents' age where they shouldn't be on Facebook, or they post, they share stuff that they don't intend to share. And I'm like, yeah, that I remember one time my father-in-law, he didn't have his own Facebook account. It was like, I guess when Facebook first transferred over, where it like just wasn't college students anymore, where everyone, like, Facebook first came out, it was just for people in college, and then anyone could sign up. And he would go on my mother-in-law's Facebook account and like creep through her Facebook, but didn't have his own account. And then at one point, like, somebody screenshot my mother-in-law's feed, and it was like, Carolyn Thomas likes party girls. She was like, Rob, no longer can you go on my Facebook account. So he had to get his own Facebook account. Which, like, he probably did. It's like when they send the email chain where it's like, send this to every one of your friends, or see who comments on your post to see who your friends really are, and they all fall for that and repost it. There's just like an age where they should be cut off from social. Um,
Yeah.
and like I remember Mike posting something at some point where he was like, I'm pretty sure supposed to be naked in a shower with like his tool belt on or something. It was something just completely inappropriate, out of line. I'm like, this is not what you should be using social for at this point. Um, I've had quite a few laughs with Mike. Love the guy, but he's definitely in his own world. I've seen him like on his page. I'm pretty sure he was like lowering himself into a well to do like a well repair on one of his properties up there, and I'm like, "Dude, I thought I did everything. Mike legit will do anything,
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
He's a beast." Did I ever send you I feel like I sent you the Photoshop of him as Marv from Home Alone. Did I ever send
Yes,
you
you
that
have,
picture?
but I do have that. I actually have that on my desktop.
Do you really?
It's just called and I don't this is like a 3rd computer, but you know how you're when you get a new device, you just
Yeah,
back it up and you re-upload it to the
yeah.
so this is like the 3rd laptop that has, for whatever reason, up here in the top right-hand corner, it just says Afro Mike. It's Mike with the afro. And I'll never delete it because it makes me, I'll only see it anytime that my desktop's completely, you never actually see your desktop because it's always behind all your programs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got Afro Mike. And yeah, I've seen
I'm
I've
gonna
seen
have
your
to
Marv.
I'm gonna have to get Doug to post that with the guy Steve who used to work for me. Um, post it. I guess made that. I'm not that technologically savvy, but he took the picture of Mike with the afro and cropped Marv out of like him and whatever the dude from Home Alone's name is. Yeah, that's the picture.
That's
uh,
Afro Mike. He's on my desktop.
yep. That's sweet. Oh man, I remember he also posted something. Nobody's gonna care about this podcast. I'm sorry, but he posted
As long
something
as we're
where
catching up, that's all I care about.
one of his tenants or something was this old lady, and he put her in like a hard hat and was filming her while he was working on his house. And I was like, what is he posting this stuff for? And I'm pretty sure I screen grabbed that. That's in my list of Guertin photos too.